Only 2 minutes left. Archangel Michael stepped in for you. Don't scroll, please don't scroll. Listen to this, because there are only 2 minutes left, and if you are still here right now, this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, and nothing about this moment is random, because Archangel Michael stepped in at the exact second you were about to doubt yourself again, minimize what you feel, or tell yourself to wait a little longer even though your soul is exhausted from waiting, and listen to this. This message is for you. Because you've been carrying a quiet weight lately, not always sadness, not always fear, but a deep knowing that something in your life is no longer aligned, and you've tried to ignore it, distract yourself, stay busy, stay strong, stay logical, but the feeling keeps returning, and that's because intuition does not disappear when ignored, it gets louder when it's urgent. And your heart needs this right now because you are standing in a divine interruption, a moment where the universe says, pause, not to scare you, not to rush you, but to protect you, and don't scroll, because Archangel Michael is not stepping in randomly, he steps in when a soul is about to repeat an old cycle one more time out of habit instead of truth, and this message is for you because you've been at the edge of a decision, maybe about love, maybe about walking away, maybe about finally choosing yourself, and you keep asking for signs while quietly dismissing the clearest one of all. How it feels inside your body when you imagine staying versus leaving, when you imagine settling versus trusting, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because fear has been disguising itself as logic, telling you to be patient, to not rock the boat, to not risk disappointment, but Archangel Michael says patience is sacred only when it doesn't require self-betrayal, and you've been betraying your intuition just to keep things familiar, and don't scroll. Because the reason this message feels emotional is because something in you recognizes it as truth, and truth always lands before the mind can argue with it, and this message is for you because you've been seeing signs lately whether you admitted it or not. Repeating numbers like 11. 11 when you're thinking about your future, 222 when you're questioning a connection, 444 when you feel unsupported, and every time you saw them you wondered for a second, then brushed it off, but your soul didn't brush it off, your soul took note, because angel numbers show up when guidance is active and protection is close, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There is a spiritual awakening unfolding in you, not the kind that's loud or dramatic, but the kind that quietly rearranges your priorities, your tolerance, your standards, your sense of self, and that's why things that once excited you feel empty, people you once chased feel distant, and silence suddenly feels more comforting than noise, and don't scroll. Because this awakening is directly connected to love and soulmate energy in your life, and Archangel Michael says there is a soul-level connection influencing you right now, whether it's someone you're holding on to, someone you're releasing, or someone being prepared to meet you, and your intuition already knows the role they play, even if your heart is still catching up, because real soul connections don't confuse you, they clarify you. They don't drain you, they ground you. And if someone keeps pulling you into anxiety, inconsistency, or self-doubt, your intuition has been waving red flags long before your emotions wanted to accept it, and this message is for you because you've been romanticizing potential instead of honoring reality, hoping someone would change instead of listening to what they're showing you, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Archangel Michael stepped in to block something that looked good on the surface but would have cost you your peace long term, and that's why delays happened, conversations fell apart, plans didn't work out, and you thought you did something wrong, but you didn't, you were protected, and don't scroll. Because protection often feels like disappointment before it feels like relief, and this message is for you because you've been questioning your worth based on outcomes that were never meant to happen, and Archangel Michael says what didn't work out was not a reflection of your value, it was a correction of your path, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Very soon, you are going to face a moment that feels small but carries big consequences, a quiet choice, a subtle opportunity, a simple decision, and your intuition will speak immediately, calmly, without drama, and your mind will try to delay it, analyze it, talk you out of it, but Archangel Michael says that calm inner knowing is the green light, and hesitation is the last test, and don't scroll, because this is where timelines shift. If you trust what you feel in that moment, things begin to move faster than they have in a long time, clarity replaces confusion, emotional weight lifts, and the right people begin to recognize you without you having to chase or explain, and this message is for you because you are not meant to live in constant uncertainty, you are meant to live guided, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Take a breath, feel how your body responds to truth, notice the calm beneath the emotion, because that calm is alignment locking in, and Archangel Michael says you stayed until this point because something in you is ready now, ready to stop doubting, ready to stop waiting for permission, ready to trust yourself, and if you remember nothing else, remember this. When Archangel Michael steps in, it's not to scare you, it's to guard your next step, and the fact that you're still here means you were meant to hear this before the next chapter begins. Don't scroll, stay with me. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize, especially if after the last part you felt a strange mix of calm and intensity, like something inside you nodded in agreement while another part of you felt exposed. Because Archangel Michael doesn't interrupt lightly, he steps in when timing becomes sacred, and this moment is sacred, and listen to this, this message is for you. Because you've reached the point where delays are no longer neutral, they are costly, not because you'll lose everything, but because you'll lose momentum, and you've already felt that frustration of knowing better but still hesitating, of sensing the truth but postponing the choice. And your heart needs this right now because you've been telling yourself soon, later, when things calm down. But Archangel Michael says the calm you're waiting for comes after the decision, not before it, and don't scroll, because this is where the universe tightens the window. If you've noticed pressure increasing lately, emotions surfacing unexpectedly, situations forcing clarity, that's not life being cruel. That's life refusing to let you sleep through your own awakening, and this message is for you because you are no longer meant to drift, you are meant to choose, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Your intuition has already mapped the outcome of staying where you are versus trusting the nudge forward, and that heaviness you feel when you imagine staying? That's your soul grieving a future it doesn't want, and that lightness you feel when you imagine choosing differently, even if fear follows it? That's alignment calling you home, and don't scroll, because love is at the center of this, whether you admit it or not. Love for yourself, love for the life you want, love for the kind of connection that doesn't make you shrink or second-guess your worth, and Archangel Michael says you've been standing between two love stories, one familiar and one true, and familiarity has been louder because it knows your wounds, but truth has been quieter because it respects your growth, and this message is for you because you're finally learning the difference, and listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. If you've been seeing angel numbers appear closer together lately, like 1111 followed by 444, or 555 showing up after emotional conversations, that's confirmation that timelines are shifting quickly, that choices are rippling outward faster than before, and that's why this moment feels charged, because it is, and don't scroll, because Archangel Michael is also revealing something important. You are not being asked to leap blindly, you are being asked to trust what has already proven itself inside you, your resilience, your discernment, your ability to survive endings and still remain open-hearted, and this message is for you because you've underestimated how ready you actually are, confusing caution with unpreparedness, when in truth, you've outgrown the very situation you're still asking permission to leave or change. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There will be resistance, not always from others, but from the old version of you that learned safety through waiting, pleasing, or enduring, and Archangel Michael says thank that version for protecting you, but do not let it drive anymore, because the road ahead requires presence, not armor, and don't scroll, because here's the truth that seals this part. Once you move, even slightly, in the direction your intuition has been pointing, the universe responds immediately, not always with fireworks, but with relief, with synchronicity, with small confirmations that stack quickly, and this message is for you because you are not being tested to see if you'll fail, you are being invited to see if you'll finally trust yourself without needing everything explained first, and listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. Whatever decision has been hovering in your awareness, the one you keep circling back to, the one that won't leave you alone, that is the doorway Archangel Michael is guarding, not to block you, but to make sure you walk through it consciously, and if you stay until the end of this message, let it be a promise to yourself that you will no longer ignore the quiet truth in favor of loud fear, because this season responds to courage, and courage, right now, simply means listening, and choosing. Don't scroll, stay right here, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if after everything you've heard so far you feel strangely exposed yet comforted at the same time, like something deep inside you is finally being named, because Archangel Michael is now revealing what you cannot see but have absolutely been feeling, and that is this: the shift has already begun, even if your outer world hasn't caught up yet, and listen to this. This message is for you. Because you've been wondering why things feel quiet before they feel clear, why progress feels invisible even though your inner world feels different, and Archangel Michael says transformation always happens inward first, silently, subtly, rearranging beliefs, detaching from old emotional hooks, loosening the grip of fear, before it ever shows up as changed circumstances. And your heart needs this right now because you've been measuring progress by visible results instead of internal alignment. And don't scroll, because the reason you've been feeling slightly disconnected from your old routines, old conversations, old worries is because your energy is no longer anchored there, and this message is for you because your intuition has been guiding you away from noise and toward clarity, even if it felt lonely at times, even if it felt confusing to explain to others, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There has been a recalibration happening in your emotional body, where things that once triggered panic now trigger awareness, where situations that once demanded reaction now invite response, and that shift is proof that you are no longer operating from survival, you are operating from discernment. And Archangel Michael says this is why people may feel different around you now, why some distance naturally appeared without conflict, why certain dynamics simply faded instead of exploding. Because when your intuition strengthens, drama loses access to you, and don't scroll. Because love is being purified in your life at this very moment, whether that feels like release or anticipation, and Archangel Michael says the soulmate energy around you is shifting from karmic to conscious, from lessons to partnership, and that's why you may feel less tolerance for inconsistency, less attraction to intensity without depth, less patience for connections that require you to overfunction emotionally. And this message is for you because you are no longer meant to prove your worth through endurance, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If someone from your past has been resurfacing in your thoughts or dreams, that's not an invitation to return, it's an invitation to recognize how far you've come, how differently you would choose now, and Archangel Michael says awareness is closure, not conversation, and don't scroll. Because the universe has also been sending you micro-confirmations, moments so small you almost miss them, like feeling unexpectedly calm after making a boundary, feeling lighter after telling the truth, feeling grounded after choosing rest instead of guilt, and those are signs that your intuition is now integrated, not just activated, and this message is for you because integration is where real change happens. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There is a reason you felt called to slow down instead of rush forward, to simplify instead of expand outward, to listen instead of explain, because Archangel Michael says the next chapter of your life will require clarity more than speed, and alignment more than approval, and don't scroll, because here's what's coming next. Soon, something external will shift to reflect the inner work you've already done, maybe through an opportunity that feels strangely effortless, maybe through a conversation that resolves without force, maybe through a realization that frees you instantly, and when it happens, it won't shock you, it will feel familiar, like, of course, and this message is for you because you are being prepared to receive without resistance, to accept good without suspicion, to trust ease without waiting for the catch. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If you've been seeing angel numbers like 777 or 888 lately, especially after moments of clarity, those are signs of alignment locking in, of cycles completing, of flow returning, and Archangel Michael says you are no longer in the phase of asking, why, you are entering the phase of asking, what now, and don't scroll. Because the answer to, what now, will not come all at once, it will come step by step, through intuition, through timing, through choices that feel quietly right, and this message is for you because you are finally in a place where trusting yourself no longer feels reckless, it feels necessary, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Nothing you have felt recently has been accidental, every pause, every urge, every emotional release has been preparing you for a cleaner path forward, and Archangel Michael says you are not waiting for your life to begin, your life is already responding to the moment you stopped running from your own truth, and if you stay present just a little longer, you will see it begin to unfold. Don't scroll, stay with me. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. Especially if after everything you've heard so far you feel like something inside you is standing up straighter, more alert, more awake, because Archangel Michael is now speaking about the turning point you are standing in, the moment where awareness turns into choice and choice turns into destiny, and listen to this, this message is for you. Because you've reached a place where pretending not to know is more painful than facing the truth, and that truth has been knocking gently for a long time through feelings, patterns, and quiet realizations you couldn't unsee, and your heart needs this right now because you've been trying to delay a shift that is already underway, telling yourself you need more certainty, more time, more reassurance, when what you actually need is courage to trust what you already feel, and don't scroll. Because this is where many people turn away, not because the message isn't true, but because truth requires responsibility, and Archangel Michael says you are ready for that responsibility now, ready to stop outsourcing your decisions to fear, habit, or other people's expectations, and this message is for you because you've felt the cost of staying the same, the quiet resentment, the low-level sadness, the sense of disconnection from your own life, and listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. What you are experiencing is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough in slow motion, where layers of denial peel away and clarity takes their place, and that's why your emotions have been closer to the surface, why you feel less tolerant of what drains you, why your body reacts faster when something is wrong, because intuition lives in the body before it ever reaches language, and don't scroll. Because this turning point is deeply connected to how you love and how you allow yourself to be loved, and Archangel Michael says you are being asked to stop negotiating your needs in the hope that someone will eventually meet them, because real alignment doesn't require convincing, chasing, or suffering in silence, and this message is for you because you've been loyal to potential instead of reality, to history instead of harmony, and your intuition has been trying to pull you out of that loop. By making discomfort impossible to ignore, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If someone or something keeps resurfacing in your life, it's not always because you're meant to return, sometimes it's because you're meant to choose differently this time, to respond with self-respect instead of old reflexes, and Archangel Michael says awareness without new action becomes frustration, and that's why this moment feels urgent, not rushed, but charged, like time itself is leaning in. And don't scroll. Because the universe is watching how you respond now, not to judge you, but to calibrate what comes next, and when you choose alignment, even quietly, even imperfectly, life responds with momentum, with relief, with doors opening that felt stuck for years, and this message is for you because you are stepping into a season where consequences are immediate, not as punishment, but as feedback. Where peace shows up quickly when you honor yourself, and discomfort returns quickly when you don't, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. This is how intuition becomes your compass instead of a suggestion, and Archangel Michael says the next choice you make from this place of clarity will echo forward, reshaping how people treat you, how you treat yourself, and what you allow into your life, and don't scroll. Because this is not about being fearless, it's about being honest about what you want, what you need, and what you can no longer accept, and this message is for you because honesty is the final gate before freedom, and as you sit with this, notice how something inside you feels steady despite the intensity, how there's a sense of grounding beneath the emotion, because that steadiness is your soul recognizing the truth. And Archangel Michael says when you act from that place, you are protected, guided, and supported in ways that don't always announce themselves, but always show up, and this turning point will not pass unnoticed. You will feel it in the way you move forward, clearer, calmer, and finally aligned. Don't scroll, stay with me. Listen to this, because this message is for you. And your heart needs this right now, especially if after everything so far you feel a quiet seriousness settling in, like you know this isn't just another message, it's a mirror, a moment of recognition where your soul leans forward and says, pay attention, because Archangel Michael is now speaking about what happens after awareness, after clarity, after you finally stop arguing with what you already know, and listen to this. This message is for you, because the veil you've been living behind is thinning, the one that made you doubt your instincts, question your worth, and wait for permission to choose yourself, and your heart needs this right now because you've spent years adapting to environments that required you to be smaller, quieter, more patient than you truly are, and that adaptation kept you safe once, but now it's suffocating your growth, and don't scroll. Because this is the part where destiny responds to honesty, Archangel Michael says the universe is not asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be truthful about what drains you, what excites you, what scares you, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. And this message is for you because the moment you stop pretending that something isn't that bad, your intuition finally has room to lead. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. There has been a deep internal audit happening, where your values are reordering themselves, where you suddenly care less about approval and more about peace, less about being understood and more about being aligned, and that shift can feel lonely before it feels liberating. And don't scroll. Because love is being refined at a soul level in your life right now, and Archangel Michael says you are stepping out of karmic repetition and into conscious choice, which means you may feel a strange disinterest in drama, inconsistency, or emotional chasing that once felt normal, and this message is for you because you are no longer meant to confuse longing with love, chemistry with compatibility, or history with destiny. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If you've been noticing that your body reacts faster than your thoughts when something is off, tightness in your chest, heaviness in your stomach, sudden fatigue around certain people, that's not anxiety, that's discernment, because intuition speaks through sensation before it ever speaks through words. And don't scroll. Because the universe has also been preparing something new for you, something that matches who you are becoming, not who you used to be, and that preparation required clearing space, which is why certain connections faded, certain plans stalled, and certain desires quietly dissolved. And this message is for you because emptiness is not punishment, it's invitation for alignment to enter. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. If you've been seeing angel numbers cluster together lately, like 555 during emotional breakthroughs or 888 after moments of surrender, those are confirmations that cycles are closing and energy is turning in your favor. And Archangel Michael says when cycles close cleanly, they don't come back to haunt you, they stay closed. And don't scroll, because here's what many people don't realize. The life you're stepping into will require less effort, not because you'll care less, but because you'll resist less. And this message is for you because you've been fighting internal battles that were never meant to be fought, trying to convince yourself to stay where your soul was already done. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. The next phase of your life will respond quickly to alignment, meaning peace will arrive faster when you choose correctly, and discomfort will show up immediately when you don't, not as punishment, but as guidance. And Archangel Michael says this responsiveness is a gift, not a burden, because it keeps you honest, awake, and grounded. And don't scroll. Because the final veil lifting means you can no longer say, I didn't know. From this point on, you will feel truth immediately, and that truth will ask for respect. And this message is for you because respecting your intuition is the highest form of self-love you can practice right now. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Whatever feels quietly right, even if it scares you, even if it doesn't impress others, even if it asks you to walk alone for a bit, that is the direction Archangel Michael is guarding for you, not to make it hard, but to make it real. And as you stay present with this message, notice the grounded calm beneath the intensity, because that calm is your soul recognizing that it's finally safe to move forward without armor, without apology, and without doubt. And this is not the end of the message. It's the beginning of the life that responds when you finally listen. Don't scroll, stay right here, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if you feel like something inside you is settling into place while another part of you feels alert, focused, almost ready, because Archangel Michael is now speaking about the moment where all the pieces finally lock in, where confusion gives way to clarity. Not all at once, but enough for you to move forward without looking back. And listen to this. This message is for you, because you are no longer in the phase of searching for answers, you are in the phase of recognizing them, and that recognition changes how you walk, how you choose, how you love, and how you protect your peace. And your heart needs this right now because you've spent a long time living with one foot in truth and one foot in habit. And that tension has been exhausting you, draining you in ways rest alone could never fix. And don't scroll. Because what you've been feeling is not impatience, it's readiness, readiness to stop rehearsing your life and start living it from alignment. And Archangel Michael says this readiness didn't come overnight, it was built through every disappointment you survived, every boundary you learned the hard way, every moment you chose to keep your heart open even when it hurt. And this message is for you because your intuition has graduated from warning you about what's wrong to guiding you toward What's right, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There is a deep sense of enough settling into you, enough confusion, enough second-guessing, enough waiting for someone or something to finally choose you, and that enough is not bitterness, it's clarity, and don't scroll. Because this clarity is changing how you experience love and soulmate energy, and Archangel Michael says you are no longer magnetizing lessons disguised as partners, you are beginning to attract reflections of your healed self, which is why you may feel temporarily disconnected, uninterested, or unintercepted by options that once would have pulled you in. And this message is for you because peace has become more attractive than intensity, consistency more attractive than chemistry, and alignment more attractive than potential. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If you've been noticing that your reactions are slower, calmer, more intentional, that's not because you care less, it's because you trust yourself more, and when you trust yourself, urgency dissolves, and don't scroll. Because the universe has been watching how you respond to small tests lately, how you handle disappointment, how you speak your truth, how you walk away when something doesn't feel right, and Archangel Michael says those small choices are setting the tone for what comes next, and this message is for you because the next phase will mirror the standards you enforce now, not the hopes you verbalize. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If you've been seeing angel numbers appear after moments of self-respect or surrender, like 111 when you choose honesty, 444 when you choose rest, or 888 when you finally let go, those are confirmations that alignment is active, that you are no longer drifting, you are directing, and don't scroll, because here's what makes this phase different. You will feel truth immediately now, not days later, not months later, but in real time, through relief, tension, openness, or contraction, and Archangel Michael says this immediacy is a gift, because it keeps you awake to your life instead of stuck in hindsight, and this message is for you because you are finally strong enough to feel without becoming overwhelmed, to love without losing yourself, and to choose without fear running the show. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There will still be moments where the old voice tries to whisper doubt, tries to lure you back into overthinking, but it will no longer have authority, because now you recognize its tone, and recognition dissolves control, and don't scroll, because this is the part where destiny becomes practical. Your daily choices, your boundaries, your rest, your honesty, your willingness to leave what drains you and move toward what nourishes you, those are now shaping your future faster than any manifestation technique ever could, and this message is for you because the universe responds most powerfully to embodied truth, not spoken wishes, and listen to this, your heart needs this right now. If you feel a steady calm under everything you've heard, that's not emotional numbness, that's grounded faith, the kind that doesn't need proof to move, and Archangel Michael says from this point on, you are not being pushed, you are being supported, not being tested, but being trusted, and as you stay with this moment, let it mark the shift from preparation to participation, from waiting to walking, because everything you need to move forward is already awake inside you, and this is the season where listening turns into living. Don't scroll, stay with me just a little longer. Listen to this, because if you are still here at the very end, this message is for you in a way that cannot be explained by coincidence, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because Archangel Michael does not bring messages to be consumed casually, he brings them to be received, and the fact that you stayed means something inside you recognized truth before your mind tried to rush away. And listen to this, this message is for you. Because you have just crossed an unseen threshold, one where understanding becomes embodiment and awareness becomes commitment, and you may not feel fireworks, but you feel something deeper. Steadiness, grounding, clarity, like the noise has softened and something solid has taken its place, and your heart needs this right now because for so long you lived in survival mode, learning lessons through pain, confusion, waiting, and self-doubt, and Archangel Michael says that season is closing, not because life will never challenge you again, but because you no longer need chaos to grow, and don't scroll, because this is where everything finally comes together. The delays, the endings, the people who couldn't meet you, the opportunities that dissolved, the nights you questioned yourself, the moments you almost gave up but didn't, all of it was shaping discernment, not breaking you, sharpening intuition, not weakening you, and this message is for you because you are no longer asking life, why is this happening to me? You are quietly stepping into, I see what this prepared me for. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. There will be a calm confidence moving forward, not loud, not performative, but rooted, where you no longer chase signs because you feel alignment, where you no longer beg for clarity because you recognize truth immediately, and Archangel Michael says from this moment on, your intuition will not whisper the same way it used to, it will guide you decisively, gently but firmly, pulling you away from what drains you and toward what nourishes you. And don't scroll. Because love is being rewritten in your life, and this time it will not arrive through anxiety, guessing games, or emotional labor, but through consistency, safety, and mutual presence, whether that love comes through another person or through the relationship you finally build with yourself first. And this message is for you because soulmate energy now responds to who you are, not who you were trying to be, and listen to this. Your heart needs this right now. If there are things you release after this message, release them with grace, not anger, because endings do not need bitterness to be final, and if there are things you step toward them with trust, not urgency, because alignment does not rush, it unfolds, and Archangel Michael says you are protected as you move forward, not from difficulty, but from confusion, not from effort, but from self-betrayal, and don't scroll. Because if you stayed until this exact moment, this is your confirmation, your spirit is awake, your intuition is active, and your path is adjusting to meet you where you finally stand, and your heart needs this right now. Take one last breath, feel the calm beneath everything you've felt, because that calm is not emptiness, it is truth settling in, and remember this as you leave. The universe does not guide those who are not listening, and you listened all the way to the end, and Archangel Michael says that choice alone has already begun changing what comes next, so move forward differently now, more honestly, more gently, more aligned, and watch how life responds when you finally trust yourself enough to stay present until the very end.